There's kind of this new resident on your block, and it's artificial intelligence. But it's not moving in next door. No, it's moving into the cameras and sensors that are already watching over our streets, and it's acting like a brand new kind of digital watchdog. So let's break down what this new neighbor is actually capable of.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Could an algorithm predict the next break-in on your street? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But believe it or not, this question is at the very heart of technology that's already being rolled out in communities right now. The whole idea is to stop crime before it even starts. But to understand how that's even possible, we first need to figure out what the AI is actually looking for.
All right, so to really get how AI security works, we've got to get a clear picture of the problem it's trying to solve. You see, these systems aren't designed to prevent every single crime imaginable. They're built to target the really specific, common threats that communities like yours face every single day.
And this whole approach, it's completely data-driven. So before we jump into the cool tech stuff, let's just look at the numbers. What crimes are these AI systems actually designed to focus on? We're talking about the ones that happen the most and really disrupt our day-to-day lives.
Okay, so take a look at this. What's so interesting here is how this really breaks down the reality of neighborhood crime. Look right at the top of the list, larceny and theft. I mean, they're by far the most common. Then you've got vandalism, motor vehicle theft right behind it. These are those persistent, nagging issues that really impact how safe you feel in your own community. And, well, these are exactly the kinds of patterns the AI is trained to look for. So, how does it actually learn to spot them?
All right, so we know the what, now let's get into the how. How in the world does AI turn a simple camera into, a proactive security system? Well, let's start with a basic definition of what we even mean by AI-powered security.
The two big things to focus on here are real-time analysis and automated alerts. This is the game changer. We're not just talking about recording footage that someone maybe looks at later. No, this is about a system that's actively identifying potential threats as they happen, and then immediately lets residents and authorities know what's going on. And look, this isn't just one single magic bullet. It's more like a toolkit with 4 key functions. First up, you've got proactive surveillance. This is where the AI is trained to spot specific suspicious behaviors. Like someone lurking around a house for way too long, or a car circling the block over and over. Second, when it spots something, boom, it triggers automated alerts that instantly notify the community. Third, and this is wild, it gives predictive insights. It crunches data patterns to suggest where crime might happen next, which helps police figure out where to be. And finally, number 4, it gives us enhanced investigations. This lets law enforcement search through hours and hours of footage in seconds to find a specific person or vehicle.
So, yeah, that all sounds super impressive in theory, right? But here's the real question. Does any of this actually work? Let's take a look at the results when this tech gets put to the test out on the street.
Okay, here's the headline number, 20%. In some cities that have put these systems in place, they've reported up to a 20% drop in targeted crimes like burglary and car theft. Let that sink in. A drop of that size is, well, it's huge. It really suggests this proactive approach can make a real, measurable difference.
And yeah, a 20% drop is massive, but the data shows the benefits don't actually stop there. The impact of these systems is way broader than just one statistic. It really affects the entire ecosystem of community safety.
So this is where you can see those wider effects. The AI is constantly learning, right? It gets smarter and smarter at telling the difference between a real threat and, a cat running across your lawn. And you know what that means? Way fewer false alarms. Plus, when people get reliable, timely alerts, it actually empowers them to work together. It helps build a community that isn't just safer, but also more connected.
So at the end of the day, the real goal here isn't just to slap more cameras everywhere. It's about building this intelligent layer of security over a whole neighborhood. It's about using technology to be more proactive, more efficient, really, to create a smarter way of keeping everyone safe.
And all of this kind of leaves us with one final thought. As these AI systems keep learning and become more and more a part of our own communities, the very definition of what it means to be safe might start to change. So what new possibilities and, what new questions are going to pop up as these digital watchdogs get even smarter? It's definitely something to think about.